So Goosebumps Download and Die is a new book from IDW. It's you can tell it's pretty much geared towards a younger audience. It's basically a story about three young high school, maybe middle school girls. They're pretty nerdy and they don't really have a whole lot of friends. When they come together, and the third girl, she's feeling a little insecure about the new girl that's becoming friends with her best friend. It's kind of one of those stories. And her phone ends up getting broken by some boys. They step on it, crack it or whatever, break it. So all of a sudden, a couple days later, she comes open to her door to the house and finds a package sitting there, and the package has a new phone in it, and it's just, as a reader, you can obviously tell the phone is evil or cursed or something because there's like skulls on the screensaver and everything, and there's all kinds of weird apps on it, like of stuff like, Dead Town and Creeper and sicknesses and just kind of weird like apps that should be a warning to not use this phone. But anyway, it's a kid and she has a new phone. She doesn't pay for it and it's got the coolest new games on it. So she uses it. She starts taking pictures of people and people at school and people she doesn't like, and it has this filter app that's similar to something like Snapchat, but all the filters are weird things like so sick and all this. And when she clicks on that and filters a picture, the next day the people in that picture start getting sick and they start like vomiting everywhere. It's really interesting idea for a story, honestly, but I don't know. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, concept wise, it's interesting. I like the idea of kind of taking kind of an old story idea and just flipping it on its own with a new kind of technology, using the smartphones. Because this story is actually very similar to it's either Goosebumps or Afraid in the Dark. But there's an episode of one of those shows where they do a story with a Polaroid camera. Whenever someone takes a picture of someone on the Polaroid camera, they disappear or bad things happen to them. It's a story we've seen a couple times, but we never quite seen it. At least I haven't quite seen it with a cell phone or a smartphone. So that was kind of interesting. There's also this part where she's playing a game, and the game is one of those city building games where you can basically like take over different cities, and it's interesting because that's going to play a part in the story. You can tell, but they haven't quite got to that yet. Overall, I thought it was okay. The dialogue is very cringy, like very cringy. I mean, I guess it's geared towards more for kids, but as an adult reading this, I was like, man, this is so bad, so bad. But art wise, it's pretty decent. Nothing special, but pretty decent. And I thought the story was interesting, like the idea of the story. I didn't think the execution of the story was all that great, and there was just a kind of a lot of cliches and a lot of cringy dialogue. But overall, I give it like a 2 out of 5. At the end of the day, it's just kind of below average, but it was an interesting idea.